I have a client, a brilliant woman who runs teams, holds her family together, never misses a deadline. Last week, she said yes to an extra project at work, yes to hosting a family dinner that she wasn't ready for, and yes to the fundraising gala at her kids' school, all in the same week. When I asked her how she was doing, she said, fine, just a bit stretched. Stretched. That was the word she chose. Not resentful, not exhausted, not drowning, stretched. And I sat with that word for a very long time because I think a lot of us have become fluent in the language of fine. I know I have. I have said yes on autopilot more times than I can recall. Yes, I'll handle that. Yes, I'll be there. Yes, no problem. Of course, absolutely. All before I even checked in with myself to ask, wait, do I actually want to do this? And the yes was never the hard part. It came out even before I thought about it. Automatic. Almost like breathing. It was everything after the yes that cost me. The resentment. The resentment I felt when people started expecting me to always say yes. That anger that I felt because people assume that I would obviously handle it. Feeling guilty for resting and secretly fantasizing about just disappearing for a week. And that loneliness of being the safe space for everyone and having nowhere to fall apart myself. The pressure of being the one who has it all together. The tiredness even after a full night's sleep. And the distance between what I actually was doing and what I really wanted to do. Do you recognize yourself here? Here's the thing no one tells you about people pleasing. It does not feel like a weakness. It feels like being a good person. Am I right? And that's the part which keeps us stuck for so long. Because how do you put down something that from outside it looks like generosity? Or something that everyone is depending on for? You don't. Not until you understand why it's happening in the first place. And that's exactly what I want to show you. See, for most of us, saying yes was the safest thing we knew how to do. As children, we needed love and acceptance. And if keeping peace meant that we were loved, if being easy meant we were wanted, our nervous system learned something. It learned that our needs were negotiable, that other people's comfort was more important than our truth. Because saying yes is what we thought gave us a love that we wanted. And we got very good at it. So good that it stopped feeling like a choice. That is what I call the performed woman. She's not weak. She's not a pushover. She's a woman who learned to perform okayness for so long that she forgot there's another option. And here's the cost no one talks about. It's not just the exhaustion or the resentment or the anger that builds underneath. It's that erosion of trust with yourself. Yes, every time you say yes when you mean no, some part of you registers, my feelings don't matter here. And over time, you stop checking in with yourself at all. Because what's the point? You already know what the answer will be. So I'm not going to have you sitting there in that feeling. Because awareness without a next step is just well-informed suffering. And honestly, we have had enough of that. So let me reach into Sheila's pocket tool for today. 3 steps. 3 small ones. Because this is where we stop understanding it in our heads and we start actually living it differently. So number 1 is pause before the yes. When someone asks something of you, your only job in that moment is to not answer immediately. You can say, let me check and get back to you. That's it. You're not saying no. You're just creating a gap between that request and your response. And that gap, that's where you will begin to breathe. Number 2, you have to ask your body before you ask your brain. Because your brain will immediately start calculating who will be upset, who will be expecting me to be polite. Before it does that, put your hand on your chest. Take one deep breath and notice, does it feel like a yes or a no? Your body knows before your mind catches up. Start trusting it. And point number 3, start with a small no, not the big terrifying one. Not, I'm not coming home for Christmas. Start somewhere with low stakes. I can't make that call today. I'll need to do that next week. Practice the sound of your own boundary in a safe place first. Because no is a muscle, and like any muscle, you must build it gently before you use it hard. That's it. That's your tool for today. Pause, ask your body, and start small. This isn't about becoming someone who says no to everything. It's about becoming someone who actually knows what she wants and gives herself permission to factor that in. That's not selfish. That's just honest. My client, the one who said she was stretched, I asked her at the end of a session, what's a yes that you've said recently that really was meant for someone else? She went quiet for a moment and then she laughed. That kind of laugh that's really a sigh. Almost all of them, she said. And if that landed somewhere in you today, that's because it's not a coincidence. That's recognition. And recognition is always the first step home. In case you didn't know, I'm Sheila Madilagat, and this channel exists for the woman who's done performing okayness and ready to find her way back to herself. Come home. You've been away long enough. And before you go, if this video gave you even one moment of, oh, that's me, please share it with a woman in your life who needs to hear it. She might not even know that she does this. And like this video if it helped. It genuinely tells me to make more of these kind of videos. And subscribe if you want to keep coming home to yourself. I put out a new video every week, and I promise we will talk about all these things that quietly bother us, but we don't know what to do. And drop in the comments, what's that one yes you've said recently that was really meant for someone else? I read every single comment. Catch you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourselves and shine bright. I mean that.